Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about multi-store batches on Instacart. While on Instacart, there are various stores and opportunities to earn from and shop for, and sometimes Instacart likes to put them together to get those orders done, which is not surprising, but there are some practices we need to talk about to keep your ratings high. So with that said, we are talking about everything you must know about multi-store batches, what they tell you versus how it actually is, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain is never intended to be legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that we're going to be going over is very market dependent, and what applies to me and my market may not apply to you. So with that said, let's get started. What is a multi-store batch? Multi-store batches are a type of multi-order batch that includes orders grouped together for multiple customers from multiple store locations. If applicable, multi-store batches can also be added onto single or multi-batches. Quick breakdown: single batches are one shop and deliver, one shop only order. Multi-batches are shop and deliver and or shop only orders from a single location. Multi-store batches are with multiple stores and multiple shopping locations. How close they are to each other is sometimes relevant, but not really. Shopping. Preview multi-store batches by selecting a batch with multiple store logos on the batch acceptance screen. You'll see the full view of where to shop and deliver on the head to store screen. The annoying part is that if you look at the order itself before accepting it, you can't distinguish which batch is which unless it is so obvious. View items in a multi-store batch by selecting the item summary on the head to store screen. You'll see the item summaries for the customers at the first store location on the head store screen while you pick those orders. You won't see the next store location's item until you begin picking those orders. You can only view customers' items for that particular store on the head to store screen. I have never been a fan of the selective transparency that this company has put in place. Like, why can I not see which customer ordered what? Are they afraid that I would unassign an order that seems like the most hassle for the least amount of value? Not gonna lie, it has been done before. A lot of people have done that before. That said, they do have policies in place that state you have to either take both of them or none of them. So you can't just unassign one customer. So what are they worried about here? Let the app guide you through the entire multi-store shopping process. Use the shopper's app guidance as you shop and deliver these batches to ensure on-time delivery for your customers. The app helps you stay organized by displaying a letter, A, B, etc. for each customer's order. You may see more than one location of the same retail location. Not all retail locations have the same inventory, so you must go to all retail locations to fulfill orders in a batch. You see, this is why I'm not a fan of these types of batches. Like, be honest, is this worth your time? Is the amount that you would be paid for a batch like this worth the additional headache? I don't think so. Maybe if this was like Publix and Publix Liquors, which is both in the exact same location, just two different doors, maybe. But even then, keep your vehicle organized by designating different areas for different orders as you progress through the batch. I usually like to keep one customer's order in the back seat of my car and one in the trunk. Bonus points if you put the bags in your own bags and then you label each of them so it's clear and different. Also, some people like to carry a hand basket as well as a shopping cart to make it clear that they're shopping for two different people. Be prepared to communicate with customers. Use these suggestions to help you when messaging. In the app, you can communicate directly to customers when you're actively shopping or delivering their orders. Tap the messaging icon in the upper right-hand corner to communicate with the customer. The in-app chat shows the customer's name and the letter assigned to the order. To help you stay organized, you can also use item-level messaging. Once you're almost done shopping each customer's order, consider letting them know. This way, you can make sure you got everything that your customer needs and minimize issues during checkout. Review customer chats before checking out to make sure that you didn't miss any customer messages while you were shopping. A lot of drivers have different philosophies on this. Some like to send an intro text to ensure proper communications and solid ratings, whereas others like to only communicate in case of a replacement being necessary and ensuring speed and efficiency when working. Not to mention how some customers see your communication as an invitation to start adding things to their order, which for single batches is already annoying. Imagine that happening with multiple stores. Imagine perishables in the car waiting to be delivered and a second customer adding 3 more things to their list. Ridiculous. Checkout. When possible, choose the least busy lane so you could take the time to stay organized during checkout. Personally, I would prefer self-checkout, but as a preference by personality, not efficiency. Do what's best for you. Pay for each order separately in the correct order, A, B, C. The app guides you through each step. As a reminder, Instacart charges the customer for what you scan into the app, not what the cashier rings up at the register. Although accuracy remains essential, you don't need to contact customer experience when an item incorrectly scans to the wrong order at the register. Example, customer A's item incorrectly rung up with customer B's order. Try to focus on making sure you place the item in the correct customer's bag. In other words, pay for them separately, but if you make a mistake and ring up items for other people's orders, don't worry, you're human. They can fix it on the back end. They just don't want to get clogged with those kind of errors. So don't make a habit of the mistake. I'm sure they can find a way to deactivate you or dock you on it. I just have not heard anything of that sort yet. Consider keeping the receipts and writing the customer's name on each receipt. This way you can keep receipts for each order organized in case you need to make a return if the app prompts an in-app receipt check. I would name and date the back of each receipt. If you are using multiple shopping apps, I would write the name of the customer on it as well as the app you're using. I usually never get return calls, but if I do, I don't want to be the disorganized one in this conversation. Bagging. Bagging orders correctly for each customer helps ensure the correct items go to the right customer. The better you bag, the easier it is to stay organized and the easier for customers to unpack their orders post-delivery. If you are shopping at different stores, this is a non-issue because you will be bagging in different branded bags. That said, I would go into this with some sort of plan. If possible, prepare extra insulated bags before accepting a multi-store batch. I would put the customer's order in those bags before going into the next locations to keep the perishables cold. Also, as we said earlier, utilize the back seat and trunk to separate orders if possible. Consider labeling the bags with A, B, etc., and the customer's names to organize orders. My bags have a slot to put business card size labels in there, and if you can put A, B, C, etc., you can also label if the bag is hot or cold. Heavy, perishable, organization possibilities are really endless here. Just make sure you have the equipment to execute on those plays. Keep in mind that some store locations do not offer bags, such as Costco. That is pretty much every wholesale club, by the way, BJ's, Sam's Club. I would utilize the mentioned strategies to compensate for that, especially when they order something from the meat section and you don't want it dripping in your car. Packing. Stay organized when repacking orders back into the cart. Once you finish the bagging process, repack the order into the cart and take them to your vehicle. Prepare your vehicle packing space. Designate different areas of your vehicle for different orders. Consider using bins or boxes labeled A, B, C to pack your orders into to keep them separated during delivery. Literally everything I've been saying. Also, I use these collapsible milk crates to keep myself organized, and when I am done with an order, I fold up the bags and I keep them in the crates to keep myself organized. Delivering. Review the order prior to delivery to ensure that all items go to the correct customer. You can review the items in each order by looking at the receipt, reviewing each order's items in the app. Check your vehicle after delivery to make sure you didn't misplace any items. If you're bagging everything and staying organized, this shouldn't be a problem. Note, delivery sequence is based on each customer's request requested delivery window. This helps ensure customers' orders arrive within the requested delivery window. Follow the route in-app to safeguard on-time delivery, which is usually A, B, C, etc. If you shop for them first, you're probably dropping it off first. Host and Leech. I usually find these orders to be Host and Leech orders. Usually one of the orders isn't good enough to be a good order on its own, so they have to attach it to a decent order to make it somewhat appealing. Otherwise, it just doesn't get done. After all, who wants to shop for 98 items at Aldi for $8? I am still a firm believer of no tip, no trip, so I choose not to work with those orders out of principle. All one customer. In my market, sometimes I will get an order like this and it's like Publix and Publix liquors because they don't sell certain types of alcohol in the main store. So they will have to pick up the items in the liquor side separately, especially when dealing with alcohol laws in state-by-state areas. Or like a liquor store on top of a grocery store order or a pharmacy order, etc. So if it looks like it's all one customer, that might be the reason. That doesn't mean you should take it for that reason alone. The money still has to make sense, but nevertheless, it may not be as much work as it lets on. Perishable management. Sometimes they will have you do 2 full shops on top of each other, which means if you aren't careful, you can be leaving perishables in the car. Which is why I would say if you're a gig worker that prioritizes shopping orders, you might want to consider investing into coolers and ice packs to maintain cold items, just in case, especially if your second order has a replacement by a ghosting customer, which we all hate. Also, this further proves the point of if a customer decides to ghost you, you cannot waste your time trying to continue to contact them. We have to move on. If they have a problem with that, they just have to get over it. Not for every shopper. I don't know if you noticed, by the way, in the last point that I made, this system is not for everyone. If you're a gig worker that prioritizes shopping, this may be a good opportunity for you. But if you're a gig worker that just has shopping apps and sometimes you take one, and in most cases you just do straight delivery, this may not be for you. That said, having those extra options means you have a well-diversified gig portfolio and you are working on an exit strategy, just like the members of the Driven Wyld Discord server are actively working towards and accomplishing. The Driven Wyld Discord server is an exclusive Discord community for gig workers looking to expand their knowledge and expertise in their self-employment and entrepreneurial journeys. I partnered with high-level professionals to bring you some of the most exclusive benefits based on your personal needs as a gig worker. Exclusive professional opportunities and gig postings, more live streams with high-level professionals in our industry, educational systems to help you build your own dispatch company and scalable opportunities. Whether you're a gig worker looking for more opportunities to earn or an exit strategy because the gig economy is an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal, and you're looking for something with more growth and scalability, there is something here for you. Check the link in the description and get started with making the most amount of money in the least amount of time and in the safest possible way. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.